a serene, raw, like untouched place where I can go to and just relax, unwind, not have to think about homework.
I feel like it has to be like untouched. And lately I feel like there's not a lot out of like outdoors that has been untouched.
For me, wilderness means a very like wild and like untouched area.
I think wilderness is an area that isn't necessarily untouched by man, but it's less tainted by like humans in general.
Wilderness is land that may have been touched by humans, but appears to not have been touched by humans at first glance.
I think that wilderness is a human construction that is sort of designed to separate the human world from the natural world.
Wilderness is a higher designation of certain lands within either national parks or national forests. And within wilderness areas, there are actually specific additional rules. So wilderness is just, the Wilderness Act was an attempt to preserve some places in the U.S. where humans could still go and see nature totally untrammeled.
The term wilderness has different meanings for different people. While wilderness, as defined in the Wilderness Act, has strict rules and determining factors, ideas of wilderness invoke notions of land untouched by humans. This rendering of wilderness clearly separates the human from the non-human. However, in spite of ideal claims of wilderness untouched by mankind, wilderness is often bought and sold as a commodity. Thus, humans and non-humans are separate, but humans have control of wilderness as a commodity. Wilderness is commodified both in the legal and colloquial sense of what wilderness is. Wilderness is assigned monetary value through the potential of resource extraction and business opportunities for outfitters and other for-profit wilderness industries.
It's kind of like tolls on highways, I guess. Like you pay so that it's able to be used by you.
When that happens to me, when I have to pay to get into a national park, I feel like it's my donation to help the park survive.
Wilderness has a fixed supply, but increasing demand. There is only so much wilderness land available, and it is not easily manufactured. Unlike traditional market goods, when the supply of wilderness increases, so does demand. That is, in the U.S., when more land is designated as wilderness, more people seek out wilderness experiences. Groups of people are excluded from wilderness participation based on economic ability, physical ability, location, and activity. While it is possible to experience wilderness in the non-legal sense without paying, most wilderness experiences have costs associated with them. From the costs of transportation, entrance fees, gear, and other economic burdens, the commodification of wilderness acts as a tool to exclude people from wilderness in order to protect wilderness. Likewise, in the legal designation of wilderness, certain activities that have higher impact, such as mountain biking, are banned from wilderness areas. Lastly, people may be excluded from wilderness based on ability. Some activities are exclusionary by the activity. For example, not everyone is physically capable of rock climbing. However, wilderness itself, the views and the experiences one can have in wilderness, are often not accessible to some people.
I don't know if you'll be able to see the trail we have here, but we just hiked on a paved trail. So that's absolutely not wilderness, is it? I mean, but what does that represent? It represents an attempt by the land managers here, the National Forest, to make this particular location accessible. You know, do wheelchair-bound individuals deserve the opportunity to visit the outdoors? Well, we believe they do, but we have to create ways for them to do that.
No, of course, I'd love people to access the wilderness, and but not the wilderness I'm in. I think that's the funny thing about wilderness is we all want our own space, but we also want more people to use it. But we don't want to see them use it or see evidence that they used it.
Despite the exclusionary mechanisms, problems of overuse and misuse abound in wilderness settings. People who enjoy spending time in the wilderness often want fewer people there and feel that other people impede their enjoyment of wilderness experiences, further separating the human from the non-human. Wilderness users and advocates like the Wilderness Society think wilderness should be a public good that we all own and want more people to care about wilderness, and thus more people to experience wilderness. At the same time, wilderness users often do not want to encounter other people or see the effects of other people in wilderness settings. This contradiction portrays the disjuncture between how we value wilderness and how we treat wilderness as a commodity.
Is when no one's enjoying the outdoors, then no one is lobbying for its protection. We want folks to enjoy this resource, but we want them to enjoy it on its terms, not on human terms. And the very existence here of a paved trail illustrates that tension.
Wilderness, in many instances, is described as an idyllic place, untrammeled or untouched. Yet, it is said that we, the people, own wilderness. What does it mean to own wilderness, to pay for wilderness? Does wilderness even exist? Wilderness lands are key pieces of the debate about how humans and non-humans relate and interact. Wilderness, too, is part of a capitalist system, and the commodification of wilderness has determined the relationship between wilderness and humans. As lovers of the outdoors, we want to be in wilderness, yet we also have a responsibility to care for the beautiful views and fresh mountain air.